Hello, I'm Ian from Adventures in T-Shirts Woodworking. Welcome to all our subscribers and all the new subscribers who've joined us recently. This is just a quick update. Over the last few weeks I've been working on a couple of projects using exclusively hand tools, trying to challenge myself by using just the tools that a new woodworker might be expected to acquire. The videos for those projects are more or less complete, and so I shall be uploading them soon. In the meantime, I thought it might be nice to introduce you to my little workshop and give you a quick tour. It won't take long.
Like many woodworkers, my workshop is my garage, and so this is where my motorcycle lives when I'm not working on projects. So first up I have this bench, which is actually an old freestanding kitchen unit. It's pretty solid and it's got some good storage space underneath. I mainly use this bench for assembly, glue up and finishing. Above here I keep my clamps. Doesn't matter how many I buy, I never have enough clamps. Next, over to my main workbench. I built this bench myself a couple of years ago, referencing Paul Sellers' original 2012 video series. My planes live on the back of the bench and they are supported by a piece of wood just to keep the blades off of the bench surface. Also in arm's reach I keep my squares and marking gauges. Under the bench lives my bin for the wood shavings and my table saw. I don't have room for a full-time table saw, so I decided to buy a pretty robust sight saw. Also under here is my old Black & Decker Workmate. I still use that from time to time, but mostly I use it for putting my table saw on. It's about the right height, and if I chock it up with a couple of pieces of plywood, I can even use the other bench as an outfeed table. Towards the back I have my bandsaw, and behind that on the units I keep my drills, jigsaw, router, that kind of thing, as well as my screws and fixings. Behind my sheet materials store I've got an old filing cabinet which I use to keep other tools in, and on top of that I keep things like my crosscut sled and other jigs. The bench I built across the opposite wall is where I keep my pillar drill, although I move it out of the way when not in use. My main wood store is on shelves underneath this bench, and my miter saw is recessed down so that the top of the sawing platform is level with the top of the bench. And over on the right hand side I have my belt sander and grinder. Above this bench I keep offcuts that I think might come in useful for trimming. I try not to throw anything away because everything tends to come in handy at some point. Which is why I also keep these biscuit tins full of offcuts, you never know. So it's a small space, but I find that by being organised, making sure there's a place for everything and that I always return things back to that place after a task, I get on just fine.
That's about it for now. I just wanted to check in and let you know that we were still working over here. Take care.